It's about looks, it's about you, it's about feeling new. It's about clothes, it's about style, it's about what's worthwhile. It's about all those things you wanted to learn but didn't have a clue. The how-tos, tricks, and tips that make it work for you. It's about health, it's about work, it's about you. It's about looks, it's about life, it's about you.
Hello, I'm Edie Locke, the editor of You magazine, and I'm particularly pleased to welcome you to this very exciting Model of the Month edition. For starters, we're in Paris. We're backstage in the dressing room just minutes before the beginning of one of the most exciting fashion shows of the fall and winter 1984-85 Pret-a-Porter in Paris. And secondly, you'll be meeting Diane DeWitt, a superstar of a model, blonde and beautiful. You've seen her on hundreds of magazine pages. The American designers voted her the Model of the Year. Her performance on the runways is cool, marvelous, terrific, in spite of having had absolutely no sleep during these crazy times in Paris. I think you'll be enjoying following Diane DeWitt from the fittings and dressing rooms to backstage and the makeup and right onto the runways of Paris. It's truly one of the more exciting moments of the season. And here's what you'll find during the next half hour.
Close-up of a true professional, superstar model Diane DeWitt. Designing the Chloe face, makeup artist Rex, designer Guy Paulin, and Diane at work. The preparation and the performance, fittings at Chloe and the Chloe show. The many faces of Diane on the runways of the top designers. You magazine will be back in a moment.
Paris, we're here for the fall Pret-a-Porter fashion shows and to let you in on a day in the life of superstar model Diane DeWitt. We'll see her in many top designer collections like Valentino's, looking super, and backstage just before the Chloe show and still in the makeup from the previous one, she talked calmly about what it's like to get to the top.
I wish I had some wonderful story to tell about. I was discovered in a grocery store or in a car wash or riding a bus. My discovery to being a model, I think, came within myself at first because of the love I had for art and for illustration and fashion. I was always, as a little girl, looking at Vogue magazine and Bazaar and these beautiful big pictures and incredible photography and places like the Himalayas and Paris, France, and I would look at that and I would just dream. I had the fortune of being tall enough to be a model, because that is a very big restriction. I would love to be taller, but I was tall enough. You might say I had the right requirements to begin a modeling career, and in Houston, Texas, I had some wonderful support from the very beginning when they were first beginning photography into the newspaper, and a couple of department stores there were really opening up their advertising, because Texas it still is booming and it always has been, but at that particular time there was a lot going on in the way of beginning to advertise for a store. So you would say I kind of grew up with the stores there, and I was doing it after school as a fun job, doing homework in between and going to classes. I went to college. I loved my school. I would never trade that for the world. That is the most important thing, if you're interested, is to fulfill your schooling. I believe that. Some people don't have that opportunity, as well as some people are not interested in that, and that's fine too. But for me, it was a grand part of my life, and I was modeling in school between music rehearsals and things. I was a music major. I would just love the time. For me, it was an entertainment to go model. So for me, it was always a fun thing to do. And now it's my job. So it's still a fun thing, but this is the way I make my living. For me, fashion is a wonderful sort of expression of what goes on inside of a person, as well as their artistic ability. I think of the designers, I think of the stylists, the fashion stylists, the editors. It is definitely not just, as we would say in America, it's not just a job. It is part of a way of life, and the expression that the people give that by putting a different piece of jewelry, as I say, a different scarf or something from their own personal life, and they bring it into the fashion world. For me, wearing jeans is a very natural thing to do, and casual clothes, depending on the weather, it's all a natural expression. That's fashion. It doesn't have to come out of a magazine. It doesn't have to come from a store rack. In Paris, it's very entertaining to us Americans and our professionalism to see how they do not spend too much time concentrating on the hour of the day being normal. For example, last night I worked until 1 a.m. and I was up this morning at 5. And I ran to a show, the preparation 3 hours in advance to present your collection, and the look for the designer, the hair, the makeup, everything to perfection is most important. So there's very much time involved in that. In New York, a model is paid for her time, and most of the time she can make arrangements with the fashion house or the designer for if she is a fitting model. But me, my basic work is photography and print work. So the fashion week, when it comes to the press, is a good 1 week or 2 week period each season, and certain hours become very unusual then. Otherwise, in New York, it's extremely professional, and I think that the designers and the people that work hard there after hours enjoy their regular hours too, just like us models.
Fashion in Paris starts at the top. Watch makeup artist Rex's face design for Chloe. Next.
The model's makeup and hairdo is very much part of the total look of a fashion collection. Famous makeup artist Rex has designed the Chloe face, the makeup palette based on the colors in the Guy Paulin collection. The day before the opening, the trio at work, Rex, Diane, and Guy.
The brown and the toes are coming back. It requires also touches of colors, and colors can be also go from strong primary color, but they can go all the way to acid pastels, like I would say taupe mixed with a touch of turquoise or sort of salmon, pale salmon colors.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but that's why I also chose this golden bronzy colors. You see, that makes the blue of her eyes much more bluer. That's what you just said.
Yes,
gives the other color much more important.
So it's as if the shades of brown you use are a base.
It's a base, yes.
Yeah.
It turns around, and all the colors turn around. It can be like a chocolate cashmere coat to open on, I don't know, a mixture of pale blue mixed together. I don't know, for evenings, for instance, I like fabric who are very close to the color of the skin, and the silhouette shouldn't be so big anymore. I mean, I think it's getting closer to the body again. I think women are getting very conscious also their body again. I mean, after all those baggy clothes, and they all go on diet. I think they don't suffer so much to cover it with an onion skin.
We work very hard for
very hard for that.
So it's very nice when a woman's figure is appreciated.
When a woman appears right and wearing, you don't see exactly the clothes she's wearing. She just looks beautiful.
Right.
And it's because of personality and what she feels inside, and what she is. She's very aware what she is and what she wants to look like toward the outside.
That's great.
And I think maybe that's more conscious. It's the liberty of fashion also. I mean, it's no, you don't say it's short, long. There's it's no more the dictations of designer like it used to be. And just a woman who feels right in long, she has to wear long, whatever the fashion is. I think it's she just the way that she mixes the proportions and the way she her own image reflects in the mirror should be the best guide.
I started to do the smoky part around the eyes. Look up, see, like there. And then to bring the eye out and to make the blue more bluer, I started with the bronze. Can you look down? And I finished in the gold. And that's why you get that almost airbrushed look.
Well,
Does my makeup look like the drawing?
it's even more beautiful.
Oh, merci beaucoup. Huh?
Okay.
Certainly.
The makeup, the hair has been perfected yesterday. Now, backstage, before the Chloe show, it's all action. Rex and assistants making up the dozens of models and Diane, the exact same makeup as rehearsed. It's always amazing to me that all falls into place, that it's really organized so it looks like chaos backstage. Rex adds another stroke of eyeshadow and that luminous look is now complete. Guy and his assistants are at the accessory tables loaded with belts, jewelry, hats, scarves. Each model will get the final touches here before she hits the stage. No model goes out without being checked for every last detail, and there are a dozen of hairdressers backstage doing the same look for every model. And while Valentin of the Jean-Louis David curls Diane's hair into that back-swept do, someone's fiddling with trying on shoes for size. Now all this activity is par for the course backstage, always just moments before the show begins.
Flashback, the fittings, the rehearsals that come before the glitzy.
The Chloe show in progress, glamour, glitter, glitz, excitement. We're on the gold standard again for evening. A whole bevy of models in gold lame and Diane elegant among them. Long dresses and pajamas shimmering before a packed audience, and a battery of photographers as always. Now what goes on before and right up to that last day are the fittings. And at Guy Paulin's studio at Chloe, a wall of sketches, the lineup for next day's show. And Diane modeling for Guy's eyes only. She's in one of his new fitted black tailleurs, slim skirt, a lean suit, and it's important for Guy to see every model in the clothes she'll wear the next day, especially one of his stars like Diane. Glitter, gold paillettes loaded onto a black crepe. Beads are strong for fall in fashion. A barely veiled back for more punch, and Chloe's short black cocktail number is glitzed and gilded at the cuffs, at the neckline, short, fitted, cool, elegant, and very sexy. Now, short for evening is newsy, and it's a terrific way to go into fall. The collection in sketches, colors are crayoned in, fabric swatches attached, every accessory is plotted in advance, just as the makeup and hairdo was decided on and designed in advance, all so that the runway is smooth perfection. And here's one of Guy Paulin's long jacket suits. It's 3/4 length, belted. It's in the taupes and browns he likes, and the fake fur wrap-up a warmer brown. Now Guy wants it shown in a very special way on the runway, the attitude casual, hands in the pockets of the suit jacket. And at the show, and when Diane is on the runway, the coat sits more off the shoulder than on, as you will see in a moment. It is shrugged off. The hands are shoved into the pockets the way Guy wanted it. And like the top model she is, Diane feels the clothes exactly right. Flashback to the Chloe salon, and Diane's tried on one of the taupe lace dresses she'll wear in tomorrow's show. Lace is a big part of the Paris evening scene for Fall '84, and Guy showed a dozen beauties. Like this one, it follows the figure down to a low flounce. Now, it has to sit right on the shoulders to fall the right way, and there's always some last-minute adjustment. A top model can be enormously helpful to a designer when it comes to the fit and the feel of a dress. Perfection is what we're after here, right down to the lace shoes, so that when the moment the dress hits the runway, it will really do justice to the title these lace numbers were called. The title in the program, Dentelle Sensuelle, sensuous laces, and sensuous they are, sheer, cut close to the body, some in face powder color, some in taupes and browns. And you'll be seeing lots of pajama and lingerie looks for at-home entertaining. Sexy, quite revealing, almost like peignoirs. Sheer long shirts over bras and silky pajama pants. We watched Guy fit this white floaty top on Diane yesterday, and here she's on the runway making a very bare number look sophisticated and elegant. Look for a great variety of pajama dressing this fall, not just for at home, but for nights on the town. And here are the color combos you heard Guy Paulin speak about before. The neutrals spiced with pastels and brights. Marvelous sporty clothes on the runway here. Great coats, trenchy ones, and toppers. Wide skirts, easy trousers. All the kind of stuff American women love to live in, the easy pieces that look so chic and right. And great coats here too, top coats, some trimmed in fur, over very fluid skirts. An assemblage of suits, very snappy, and I love them worn with the Greek sailor caps. Longer skirts, pleated ones or flare, are the way to head into fall '84, and so are some of the great coats we've seen, overcoats and easy jackets. It's a fall where every piece counts, every shirt, every skirt, every wonderful jacket. And at the finale, a tradition in every house, all the models are out on the runway and the designer in their midst. Long applause, and there is Guy. He's looking exhausted but happy, and more like a college professor in his chamois cardigan and spectacles than the creator of the glamour clothes he is.
Diane DeWitt on the fashion runways and a sampling of the top Paris collections next.
Paris Pret-a-Porter Fall '84, Valentino, Issey Miyake. The invitations pour in, and we'll see all of it, hundreds of fashions. Fashions at Chloe, at Bis, at Raquel, at Chanel, and we'll see Diane in most major collections like Yves Saint Laurent, a different woman in each showing, just as the designer sees her in his clothes. At Yves Saint Laurent, she's in a puff-sleeve taffeta, her hair's pulled back, a high fez. The walk is measured and controlled and very sophisticated. She stops, she turns, she poses. She snuggles into and then eases out of a black evening coat. In its over black velvet glitzed with stones. Now beads, paillettes, black velvet, all are distinctive evening ideas in Paris. At Yves Saint Laurent, the models walk and move like the women who buy and wear his Rive Gauche clothes, confidently, not flamboyant at all, and very sophisticated. A pale gray marabou coat juxtaposed over the simplicity of a sweater and trousers. One of Yves Saint Laurent's favorite looks for fall, a sweater and a pair of pants. A standing room only audience watches Diane in a Saint Laurent classic, a fluid print dress under a crisply tailored jacket, a lavish fur hat, sophisticated head to toe, head to heel, and very elegant. Switch to Karl Lagerfeld's show, and there's a switch in music and mood at every collection. The runway is filled with Karl Lagerfeld sweatshirt dresses, loose, easy, roomy, in cashmere, however, pales or bright colors punched with black. And the walk is different, a real stride, aggressive and strong. Diane's in pink and black, hair pulled back. There's a ponytail added to her hair, and the flat black hat is omnipresent in Karl's collection. Black as the accessory color, a strong statement in Lagerfeld's clothes. Ditto his trouser suits, wide flared pants stopping between calf and ankle, short jackets over cowled sweaters, or coupled with big blousons. Diane's makeup and hair done the Lagerfeld way, the way he wants his women to look, beautifully groomed. As she moves from show to show, designer to designer, the makeup comes off and other makeup goes on. At Valentino, it's smoky eyes and bright pinky red lips. And Valentino showed some of the most beautiful paisleys ever seen for day or evening on all sorts of fabrics, in mind-boggling colors on evening velvets. And color is here for fall '84. Crayon brights at Valentino underlined with black, like a bright blue coat, or Diane in a hot yellow greatcoat over a long yellow tunic. And under that greatcoat you'll see a very, very small black lace skirt. And there are high-heeled pumps worn with it. It's all a very chic and fun, sophisticated look. Diane's hair is slicked back behind her ears. The makeup is clean and bright. Switch to the world of Issey Miyake and change like a chameleon, a whole different Diane. Cloaked in hooded layers, the makeup is monotone, the attitude is remote, somber. Now this is where the model as actress comes in, the ability to change with the mood of the clothes and the designer's message. There's no way you can model a Miyake the way you would model a Valentino or an Yves Saint Laurent. And at the finale of Issey's show, every model is out on the runway in a version of his draped and molded to the body evening turnouts. A different mood again, perhaps a little more spirited. And Issey Miyake amidst his models is always dressed in black and flanked by his two stars, Diane DeWitt and Iman. He takes his bow.
You Magazine will be back in a moment.
The more we work on the Model of the Month editions with some of the superstar models of the world, the more we realize something we've really known all along, that it takes absolutely hard work, professionalism, and total discipline to make it to the top. Just like any other career, modeling is not just glamour, but it is plain, old-fashioned hard work. Especially in Paris, when you watch the girls run from show to show, as we have followed Diane DeWitt around. I hope you've enjoyed the last half hour, meeting Diane DeWitt and getting caught up in the excitement of Paris. Write us at You Magazine, P.O. Box 5001, FDR Station, New York, New York, 10150. And thanks for joining us amidst the excitement and thousands of pieces of fashion in Paris.
He's one of the fastest rising stars in the fashion world. His clothes are young, fresh, snappy, and won't blow your entire budget. Willie Smith, winner of the American Fashion Critics Award in '83, talks with Edie Locke about fashion, art, lifestyles, and you'll see his inventive summer collection of easy pieces. Plus, direct from Paris, some newsy hairdos and a look at the street scene and what they're wearing there. All this in a terrific half hour you'll not want to miss. Next week's edition of You Magazine.